Introduction.
Because we were sick last time.
Did you watch it? You didn't watch it.
I felt it.
We're recording.
We're recording.
Introduction.
We can't do that with y'all. Y'all can't stand there. You can't stand there.
Introduction. Afternoon, everyone. Huey Whittaker and Barbara Whittaker here.
We're the Whittakers.
Team Whittaker, thank you for joining us today and in the future. We want to bring to you realness, family concepts, finances, mixed in with religion, and really current events, things that are happening in real time.
Yeah, we know you guys have a lot of things that you could be watching on the internet, but one of the things that we think we can bring is information for people that look just like us, that kind of have our situation, trying to make it day to day to get better. So there's things and concepts and principles that we learned that we believe could be helpful that we wanted to share with those that are close to us and those that are not so close to us.
And if you don't look like us, we also want the collaboration. We want to learn. We want also other people to learn that may not have the exposure that you would like or would have liked in the past. And just really create a fully collaborative environment in which we can learn from each other. And our faith connects us. And foundationally, we're parents of four daughters, so I am a girl dad, and so it brings its own unique challenges, not just on my side, but a mother of four, to make sure that the parenting and the collaboration and the teamwork, stays on task and on point.
So here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking a lot of what Huey has learned in his background. He's a former football player, but is currently in the financial industry, and I am in the real estate industry. We both met at USF, and like I said, we're going to be kind of bringing together all of our principles and items that we've learned throughout our years that we believe could be a benefit to other people.
Yeah, life experience. As two folks that really interview a lot of people and hire people within business structures, experience is something that is very hard. You can't duplicate it, right? So our life experience and others' life experiences that are going to be shared between the timeline that we run these sharing experiences and opportunities. They're going to help us to grow. We're going to also hopefully help others to grow. But one thing that we made a decision on years ago was to just never be in a situation again. Barbara was pregnant with our first daughter. I was playing football. We were on a blow-up mattress with no other furniture in the house, and we did own the home. It was a great investment, and it was one of the steps in our lives that we needed, but we were kind of stuck, and we were living above our means, to say the least. And we really were in a situation where we can say it now and say it then even that we were broke. And we made a decision that we'll never do this again. We'll never live like this again. And we want to make sure that not just us, but everyone around us is exposed to opportunities that they have. And so from that point forward, we've been continuing to build and march forward. And it's one step at a time. Nothing just happens overnight. And, I know there are lottery winners, but the habits that a lottery winner has will determine how long that money lasts. And so we want this to last. We want every opportunity that someone can take advantage of to last the long haul. And that's what we're looking to accomplish through this. So I guess just to initiate things, we want to initiate the page and the conversation around mainly the basics around what we do and not anything complicated, not anything too formal, but just the simplicity behind being who you are, but also doing while you're being the best you can be. So a little bit about the history of us. We met at USF. here in Florida, Tampa, Florida, and really started our journey from there. I played sports. Barbara was a stellar student, scholar, and we've kind of grown into and morphed, I would say, also ourselves into, more than what maybe we initially started as, and brought 4 kids into the mix, and they've also become a part of everything we do. And so Barbara's been in real estate from way back before we met, and again, football was my thing for a number of years, even at that point. And then I'm kind of transitioned into financial services, and investments, and then we kind of blended the two. So I'll let her talk a little bit maybe about the real estate side of things in terms of just the history of it and where she started and all that.
Yeah, I started real estate when my parents moved to Florida. The realtor that helped them find a home said he needed some help in the office, and I started doing OJT at school. I would go to work after school and work in the office doing administrative tasks, and that kind of began my journey in real estate. Initially, I wanted to go into the medical field, but I kind of fell in love with real estate. I saw the opportunities there. While at USF, I obtained my real estate license, and that kind of started our journey on real estate. And one of the goals that I set for myself in real estate was I wanted to own my first home by the time I was 21. And that really kind of started the trajectory of kind of laying the groundwork to do what was necessary to be able to achieve that goal. And thankfully, we were able to do that by the time that I had just turned 22. And then we kind of built from there and kind of expanded, all the different things that we could do in real estate and financing and investing, little by little.
And football and I guess the mantra is, and Barbara can say the mantra, I'll let her say it.
Which
It
mantra?
sounds better. It's family.
Faith, family, finances?
Family finances.
Faith, family, finances.
And I would add football just as another F. For me, that aligned with my faith because a lot of my faith had to be built, and it came actually through, hand in hand through football. And when I was away and experiencing, what I needed to experience through football, and so we've had a lot of specific and specificity that we don't share right now, but ultimately, I had to really come to a belief and get to a place on believing, trusting in God, in which He can do, and Barbara as well while I was away, He can do all the things that we really wanted and hoped for and dreamed for. But we also had to do our part. And so that came again hand in hand with football and us progressing and transitioning into kind of where we are now, faith-filled and believers, and kind of instilling that same thought process in our kids, and making sure that they understand what their foundation and who their foundation should be built on.
So just to tell you a little bit about us and what we think we can add into your life. Listen, like Huey said, we have 4 girls, so we're parents. We have a daughter that's in college, we have a daughter that's in high school, we have a daughter in middle school, and we have a daughter in elementary. So our planning skills as parents may not be the best, but it happened just the way it was supposed to. In addition to that, I am an executive in the gas and convenience business, and Huey is a regional director in a financial services industry. We have an investment company, we have a real estate company, we also have a charitable arm, a 501c3 that we operate as well. We also sit on a couple of boards for other companies and charities. So we want to pour out what we know to be able to help other people to advance themselves as well.
Yeah, while trying to operate and visually and outwardly, typically the success point of what you just mentioned, our careers, has been at a high level from others, and hopefully we want to bring that opportunity to be at a high level for you, but also within that, and while we were doing all that, we did do our MBAs, kind of a enhanced, heightened program that was shortened the timeline, but it still took a year. And then we also just completed a book that we'll hopefully have out in short order. So who also benefits not just from the channel from our side, but we benefit from the feedback that you would provide through what you hear, what you see, and maybe your experiences. So, this is for the adults, the people that are trying to figure out adulthood. Maybe the adulting thing is overwhelming, and you need an outlet to figure out, hey, how is someone else doing this? Maybe you're not confident in some of the decisions you're making. The key to it all, and this is us learning as we go, by the way, is that you're just confident in what decisions you do make and stand on that, right? Because there's no real rule book or guidelines on how parenting should be done, but there's successes and failures.
So let's just talk about what are people going to find when they come to this channel. What are going to be the talking points? We're going to be talking about financial literacy. We're going to be talking about family values, family issues, things that we encounter with having 4 girls in 4 different age groups in our period of time as being parents. We're going to talk about our faith and how that plays into our decisions that we make on a regular basis. We're going to talk about our backgrounds and our history and our experience so that you can pick up on the things that would help you try to reach those goals. We can only talk about what we know that has worked. We believe we have a proven model for people that are in our situation, came from modest means, just very driven, very motivated, and just looking for the right pathway. So that's what you'll find when you come to this channel. All of those things, faith, family, finances, that's what we'll be talking about.
Yeah, and at the end of it all, on our side and on your side, it's a call to action. There's action required for all the steps to be accomplished, right? On our side, we need you. We need you to subscribe, we need you to share it, but we also need your feedback, and we're going to take all of the information that we receive as well and digest it, and then bring this back for information shareable information that others can also benefit from. So again, we're going to need you to take action, subscribe, share, and make sure that those that you feel can find value in what you're hearing right now also have the opportunity to hear it as well.
Yeah, and to reiterate, we're trying to build a community. We don't want to make it seem like we know it all. We don't. We're learning every day, trying to get better in everything that we're doing. So for us, it's having a forum where we can talk about topics and information, share what works, so that we can kind of grow in our journey. Huey and I often talk about getting to a place and kind of kicking back on the patio and putting our feet up and saying, wow, we made it. But in recent years, that was our original goal. But in recent years, we figured out that's never really going to be a thing, because there's always something that needs to be done. We should always be doing something. And that's something we feel very strongly about now. But that thought process has changed over time. So we're looking to build a community of strong believers, of parents, of people that are looking to build wealth and legacy, not only for themselves, but for future generations. Setting their kids up, getting their kids on the right path. Those are all the things that we're looking to talk about.
Yeah, fortunately and unfortunately, life is a results-based business. So, we do like to enjoy and, celebrate the successes that we have in life, our kids going out, and we're proud, we're all proud parents and things like that. But we also need to make sure that we enjoy and celebrate the journey as well. And so this is going to be a journey, and the thought is that we're all sharing, not just us, but you all. You're sharing your journey with us as well. And so as we continue to find those success points and measurables that we can celebrate, we're kind of doing that together and kind of confirming some of the things and unique thought processes that we all bring to the table. We want to have that in a more collaborative, soundbite so that we can share.
Yeah, so we invite you all along on our journey. We're going to invite you in on our day-to-day life. We're going to invite you in on our family and in our business operations. We're going to invite you in on things that we set up, and we just are looking to continue to enjoy our journey. We've been married for almost 19 years and a week from now. Been together for 21 and a half years. And, we've always been committed to each other, but also to the learning process, the growing process. So we invite you guys along. Like Huey said, we hope that you subscribe so you can see when we add new content. We ask that you comment, that you share, and give us topics that you want to talk about, things that you're interested in knowing about us and our family and how we've navigated certain things.
Yeah, so just be ready to hear about faith, family, and finances. I'm also, this is more of a Barbara thing, I'm him plus all hers.
Oh, yeah.
Any other taglines that they should be ready to hear about and know
I'm
about?
the tagline queen, the hashtag queen, but no, Team Whittaker. That's where you're at right now. That's what you're going to be getting on this channel is Team Whittaker. Him plus all hers is extension.
So we're looking forward to taking the journey.